Hey, welcome back to Cardboard in the Rough. I'm Justin.
And I'm Corey.
And today we are going to be playing Three Sisters. And we're going to try to sort of do a teach as we go.
See how that goes. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. So we're just going to jump right in.
Yep. Okay. I am first player in this game about building your garden. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice. And
so what you do, there's three phases. The start is this is called the planning phase, where you roll the dice, you group the dice together by the same numbers, like you can see. Sure, that's in frame. These two are fours, so they go together, and this is Farmer Edith. She was right here. So you start by placing the lowest die or grouping of dice on Farmer Edith. So like 2 in this case goes here, and then the next highest group, the 4s, go here, and the next highest group here, and that's just going clockwise. And then Farmer Edith moves
to the next
available space.
Okay. And so next I'm going to decide which of the available spaces that I want to start with.
The second phase is the garden phase. Each of us, starting with the first player, will select one of the available dice and use both the action that it's on the board, and we'll use the number to take a garden action. You can do that in either order.
So I'm going to take Shed Time with the 6 die, and I'm going to go ahead and, before I forget, plant my 2 crops in the garden, plant or water.
So with the number 6, you would be able to either plant crops in this zone here, which is zone 6, or you could water it. Those are your 2 choices for gardening. If you plant things, you can plant up to 2 different crops, and if you are watering, you water all the crops in that zone. And then the Shed Time action, which is on the board here, that lets you mark off one thing. There's a dog hair.
You know.
Lets you mark off one thing on the shed.
So that's what I've done. I went ahead and marked off 2 spaces in my garden plot 6, and I went ahead and made progress towards my wheelbarrow, which is going to give me a good after shed action. So your turn.
Okay. I will take this 2, and that will let me fill in either apiary or fruit. I'm going to fill in one spot on the apiary. And then on 2, I get a garden action, so I will plant 2 crops. Now with the crops, you can't plant, so name of the game, Three Sisters, that's corn, beans, and squash. So these tall rows here represent corn, the short rows here represent beans, and then these along the outside that are pumpkins, that is a form of squash. So these are your squash out here. To fill in the beans, your corn has to be at least that tall, because the beans use the corn as sort of a trellis.
Yeah. Trellis.
So I cannot plant any beans yet, but I can plant those. Also, you might notice these little flowers in between. Those you can't mark off with a garden action. You have to get a specific thing that lets you mark those off, which would be, is that the perennials? Actually, I don't remember. What is it that marks those off? Or does it let...
You can mark them off whenever you complete.
That's what it is. You have to fill in the 2, when the squash have completely grown on either side of one of these, they get marked off.
Yes.
Automatically. Yeah.
You may also notice that whenever you're marking on this, there's squares and circles. Squares you have to typically fill in before you fill in the circles. That's true for the garden plots, the fruit, shed, and apiary. So it's ascending up whichever direction you've got.
I think the circles represent completing a thing, and the squares represent progress. So like on the peaches, if you fill in a square, because they alternate square, circle, the first peach you fill in does not count as completing a peach plant, tree, whatever.
I think that's true. Okay, so now that we've both taken our 1 action, then we get the group action.
This is still part of the garden phase. So of the dice that are left over, all players take a garden action on the whatever number is left. So in this case, they're both 4, so it has to be 4.
Mhm.
And then whatever space it's on, we get that as well. So now we can both plant or water and take a garden action for number 4.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill my number 4 in. And I'll go ahead and plant twice.
Yeah, I think I will also plant twice. Okay.
Okay. All right, so now that we've both done that, it is time for the
Third phase.
third phase.
That is at the end of the round. You will do whatever it says here. All players get this action. So in this case, shed. So we all get 1 shed action.
I'm using that to complete my wheelbarrow.
The wheelbarrow is really good.
Yes. Oh, which is a good because I just completed a shed action.
Mm-hmm. We'll go for that one, for the shed action.
That's a good one.
The fancy labels.
Okay. Now you are first player.
Okay, and this moves. And now we start over.
Yep.
And that's essentially the game, and then you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Count up your points at the end.
Yep.
And we'll hit a few more nuanced things as we go. So here we group the ones together. They stand wherever Farmer Edith is.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go clockwise in ascending order. Farmer Edith moves to the next open space. And then I start, and you know what? I'm going to do shed time as well.
This is unsurprising.
I'm going to take that next space on my fancy labels.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 5, I will plant.
Okay, and then for my turn, I'm going to go ahead and take the number 3 that's on apiary or fruit. I'm going to go ahead and plant. First, it just helps me to keep track if I start with that. And then apiary or fruit, I think I will go ahead and progress on the apiary track.
Okay.
There we go.
Then we both get a number 1 with 1 compost and 4 goods. We are back. Let's see, where were we? We both get 1 compost and 4 goods. So fill in a compost.
Okay.
Fill in 1, 2, 3, 4 goods. So the compost lets you change your die rolls when you're using them for your garden actions. And then the goods give you bonus actions for every 5 goods that you get. It's
Go ahead.
That's also how you get things at the farmer's market, which I'm sure will come up in a minute.
Yep.
But for now, you get a bonus action.
I get a bonus action. So I hit my 5th good, so I'm going to use that to get a shed action. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out a shed box, and I get 1 good after a shed action, so that lets me get 1 other good.
Yep.
This game can chain pretty easily, which is part of the fun of it.
Yeah, it has some good combos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was the end of the garden phase. Now we
Yes.
are in the event phase.
Yes, this round is rain.
I didn't do a 1. Sorry.
I didn't either. We got distracted.
Okay, so now we can mark off. I'll plant.
I'm going to as well. Okay.
All right. Now it rains, which means it waters all of the crops in all zones.
Mm-hmm.
So everything's going to grow.
So every spot that has a box to go up will go up.
Gives me 1 good, which gives me a bonus action, which I will get my fancy labels.
Very nice. Okay, so that is the end of that time. We move the round marker. We move the first player token. I roll. We get a 1 with Farmer Edith, 2 3s with apiary and fruit, this one on plant or water.
And don't forget to move Edith. Yep.
2 shed time up there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead let's see, and take the tricky. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the farmer's market.
Okay, doing it twice.
Yes. So level 1 spot, so I'll go ahead and fill in my garden there. One good. That in there. Okay, and then on my farmer's market, I have greater than 4 but less than 20 goods. So I get to get a perennial and 1 compost. So go ahead and fill out that compost. And then on my perennial, I'll go ahead and use that on the daffodil to get a shed action, which allows me
combos.
Yes, to mark out 1 on the shed, which gives me 1 good.
Okay.
And that's that.
Alright, I'm going to take this 5, and I will plant. I mean, I can plant some beans here now, since that's tall enough. So 1, 2. And then I can plant or water, and that's where, that has to go with whatever number was on top of it. So in this case, it has to be 5 again. So I will plant again. We'll do 2 more.
Okay.
Try to fill that up.
All right, and then for our collective action, we both get a number 3, apiary or fruit. So I will go ahead
Do an
and
apiary,
fill in box 3.
which gives me a fruit. And I give me some raspberries, which gives me 3 goods.
Very nice. I'm going to use mine on, here we go, comboing. I'm going to use it on my apiary, which gives me a fruit, like Justin just did. I'm going to use it on raspberries, like Justin just did. But then I get a bonus action for going that far. I'm going to use that bonus action on the shed, which gives me an extra good.
You're comboing right up there.
I am. I like to use the journal to keep track of my bonus actions and then cross them out as I use them, because as you play this game, you're going to start comboing. It becomes an avalanche. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, the journal is just there as a general, whatever you want to use it for. And so I typically will use it the same way if I'm gaining more than 1 action that I need to track at a time.
And I like to always look back at mine and say, okay, I have 2 stars marked out, I have 2 bonus actions marked out, I didn't miss one. So I'm more correct, but to each their own.
I also marked off for my number 3, I planted.
Very nice. I marked mine off for number 3 as well. So now we are on the event phase, which is farmer's market. So we look at the farmer's market scale. I think neither of us are over 20 yet, so we both get a perennial and a compost.
But I have a fancy label, so I get 2 perennials and a compost.
And I also have a fancy label, so I also get 2
I didn't even
perennials.
see that you got that.
I'm pretty cool.
You are pretty cool.
So I'm going to use that to get, let's see.
I get a fruit.
Well, okay, don't take away all my fun. I'm also getting a fruit. I'm going to get peach. And then I'm going to also get
Raspberries.
an apple.
3. So that's 1 bonus action there. And I still have 1 more. I didn't get my compost either. I have 1 more perennial to get.
I used mine to get apple and fruit. And my fruit I chose as the bonus was peach, because next time I want to get the water.
Okay, so I got 2 tulips there. And then I have 1 bonus action. And take this pie safe.
That's a good one.
Okay.
All right, so first player token moves. All right.
3, 4, 6, Edith moves. Let's see what I need here.
Oh, Edith, you've got what I need.
That's funny. I'm gonna do shed time because I don't want you to have it.
Yeah, I mean.
And I'll take this. I'll finish off that pie safe, so I can start getting apples and peaches and get goods for them.
And that inspired me to make a pie later. That sounds delicious.
Yep, sounds good to me.
And then it won't be safe from you.
And then I will water number 3, and that gives me 1 good.
Okay, I am going to take this number 6 apiary or fruit, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in up here in number 6 a squash and a corn. And then I'm going to go ahead and get, it's going to rain this time, I'm going to do raspberries as my fruit, and I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, that's a bonus action. And then that bonus action I'm going to also use for, let's do the hive tool. Start working towards that. Cross that out.
Okay.
And then that was a shed action, so I get an extra good. There we go.
Okay. Then we both get number 4, 1 compost, and 4 goods.
Yes. So plant your garden. I'm planting some beans. And then
4 goods, which gives me bonus action.
Compost and 4 goods. 1, 2,
And number
3,
4.
4. So that is a bonus action for me.
Plant twice.
I will use that on the, let's keep working towards that hive tool. Okay.
I got mason jars.
Nice.
Okay.
Alright, so that was that phase. Now
It's the
on to
garden
the
phase. Event phase. It rains.
It's gonna rain.
So
Okay. Everything gets water.
there's 2 goods. There's 2 more goods and a bonus action. I did use that one. And that marks off this hyacinth here. So I mark this one, which gives me 2 more goods. Okay, and then I ended up with 1 bonus action.
I think I did 2. This is where I'm going to recount and make sure I was fine.
Can you use a bonus action for fruit?
I think we determined you can.
You mean to check?
Yes.
I think you can, but we'll double check.
Alright, so we clarified that. So bonus actions can be used on perennials, apiary, fruit, or shed.
Okay. So I'm going to use mine. Let's start doing... Actually, you know what? We're going to go with the apiary.
Okay. I'm going to use mine to complete my hive tool.
Okay.
Alright.
That should be that.
Yes.
That moves.
First player moves. Alright, so 2, 2, 4, 6. Move along, Edith. Okay, so I'm going to use, so this time it's going to be a farmer's market. let's see. I always like the shed. We'll do some shed time. Alright, go ahead and plant my garden. And then I'm going to choose a shed action. I'll start working towards my own pie safe.
Just copying what I'm doing in my shed. What a nosy neighbor.
Some things I did first.
Alright, I'll take number 4 and the farmer's market. So for number 4, I will plant. And then farmer's market, I have 22. So I get 2 perennials because of my fancy labels and a bonus fruit.
Very nice.
So we'll just go up this track here. 2 perennials and then a bonus fruit. I'm going to start going down the peaches.
Okay. And then we both get the lowest number dice, which is a number 2 shed time.
I think we'll just water. That'll give me 3 goods, which is 1 bonus action, with which I will take apiary, which gives me 2 fruits. So I'll take peaches for both of those. So I get to water, and I get 3 goods per peach harvest from tulips and 1 good per peach harvest from the pie safe. So that's plus 4 goods.
Very nice.
And then I can water wherever I would like.
And then did we decide that a peach harvest is the square, but not the water?
No, it is the water, because the circles are when you finish something.
Oh, right. Circles when you finish something.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm going to water which one?
Well, in that case, I'm doing my own thing, but it just so happens to be a similar thing to what he's doing. I'm going to use my bonus action for a fruit, which is peaches, which is a water for me, which also gets me a good. So I'm going to mark a good, but then water a zone.
Okay, I watered here. That gave me some goods, which gave me a bonus action. And I will use that on the apiary.
I guess I will water zone 4. Gives me 1, 3 goods.
I should have done that different, but too late. It's fine.
And that gives me a daffodil. I'm marking that off. Oh, I forgot my iris and hyacinth earlier. Iris, hyacinth. Okay, bonus action. Any other perennial bonus actions that I missed? Does not appear so, but that did give me 1 extra bonus action. So I'm going to use that on the, I'll go ahead and put it on the mason jar. Cross that out. That was a shed action. There we go. Okay. I've calmed it down for a moment. Now we get to do our event phase, which is the farmer's market.
Did we do this one?
Wasn't that what we were just doing?
I was doing my action that I took. And I don't think I fully finished it either. I don't know what you started doing. Because I did not do my farmer's market.
I haven't done my farmer's
No,
market.
for this.
Oh.
I took this action.
Yes.
Is it still my... Do I need to do that? I don't think I did that.
Do your farmer's market. I thought that's what you're doing because you said something about you get two perennials. And then you started to fill out.
I thought that was the last farmer's market I did. Maybe I did.
I haven't done this farmer's market yet.
Correct. I haven't done that either.
Okay.
I thought I meant like last turn.
I was doing this.
Okay, I moved the die down when we start that. I haven't.
I do too, and then I didn't.
Okay, I have not done this.
Okay, I will pause.
Let me try to figure out if I did.
Construction. Ding, ding,
Let me see if I did my farmer's market, because I did plant here, which gave me some bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry, I watered here. The farmer's market, I'm not at 35. I'm still at 20. So I would get 2 perennials and a fruit. I'll just say I already did it. I don't remember.
Do it. It's okay.
No, it's okay. So we'll move on. But I have not done this one.
You do that.
So shed time. I'm going to take that one.
Okay.
And then number 2, I have to plant because I don't need water there. Okay. Now I'm caught up.
All right. I think we are now back on the same page. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
I don't either.
Okay. Well, we'll just figure it out next time. Okay. So, event phase, farmer's market. I am at 35. So I get, from the farmer's market chart, 2 perennials and 1 compost, but because of my fancy label, I get 3 perennials and 1 compost.
I'm at 32, so I only get 2 perennials and a fruit.
I'm going to go ahead and get one of my perennials as a crocus for my hive tool so I can get a fruit. And
I'm going to
then
finish this one out. That's 2 perennials, and I get a bonus fruit. I will water, which is going to give me 4 goods and 1 bonus action. And I get to water any zone.
need a tulip.
We'll water here.
And, I'll do an iris. You get to plant or water 1 zone, and you choose any zone, right? With the perennial thing, with this.
No, that lets you change your die. It's not a one-time action. So that's when you take the plant and water action. If you have this perennial, you can change it as if you used a compost.
That's what it was. Okay. I will use this instead on a shed action. Which gives me a good, once I do a shed action, so I will use this.
I did not use this bonus action, so let me... do that.
Okay. Now, I have completed my event.
Me too.
Alright.
That moves. Alright. 1, 3, 5, 6. Edith moves.
That's the first time we didn't have a double of the same dice.
So what do I need? I think I'm going to do apiary or fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have anything on the 6 yet. So I'm going to plant there, and then I'll take an apiary, which lets me plant any zone. I'll plant here. So that gives me 1 good. And that gives me a crocus, which is +2 compost. And that gives me a hydrangea, which gives me an apple. And I think that is it.
Okay.
Oh, I missed this one somewhere, so that tulip is supposed to be marked out too. But it doesn't matter, because it's already maxed out.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
that's mine.
I'm going to take the number 5 there, because I don't have any in my number 5 garden plot. So I marked out my 2 there, and then I get 1 compost and 4 goods. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have a bonus action. I will use that on a perennial crocus to get me 1 more compost, which when crocus get an apiary, which that's fruit, so I get 2 fruit because of that being marked out. So then I'm going to use that on a peach times 2, and I get 1, 2, 3 goods per peach. So 1, 2, 3, another bonus action. And then I also get to water. So I will water my zone 5, which gives me another good. And I still have 1 bonus action, so I will use that on a, we're going to get a shed time this time, so I'll use that on a hydrangea. Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Then we both plant or water on number 1, and we do that twice.
Okay.
Because it was the number 1 on that space. So I'll plant first. Gives me 1 more good, and that gives me an iris. This 1 compost, and a hydrangea.
I planted twice.
And then I can water. It gives me 3 goods with a bonus action, and it gives me a crocus plus 1 compost. Bonus action, I will take this fruit times 3 and I'll do peaches, and this water gives me 4 goods, which is 1 more bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And I will water here. And then I have a bonus action to use. I think we will do apples, make sure we have that.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me 1 good. That is that bonus action.
Very nice. Okay, so now we're on to the event phase, which is a shed action this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use it on my carving kit, which gives me a good.
I added to my fruit bowl. Still not done.
Okay. All right.
2 more rounds.
I'm first player again. All
Ooh.
right. Okay. That or everybody going to the farmer's market. It's a party. Okay, so let's see. I could use more things in my number 5 plot, so I'll go ahead and plant 1, 2. And then for my farmer's market, I have 35 and up, but not 50. And I'm going to get 3 perennials and 1 compost. So X that out. Perennials, let's see. Let's do a blackberry, which gives me a good. And then I will do a raspberry, which gives me 3 goods. There's 2 perennials. A bonus action. And then my final perennial, I'll do a shed. And I will do complete my carving kit. Gives me bonus action, extra good. And I have 1 bonus action with which I will do something useful. Let's just do another peach. And for peaches, I get 1, 2, 3 goods. X that out. I get 1 more bonus action. Complete my. Wait, I will get another hydrangea soon, so I don't need to waste it on that. Why don't I use it on a shed daffodil? Start on my fruit bowl. Get a good. Okay.
Okay, there's a lot.
Yes.
I will do this, and I'm going to use a compost to make that number 6, so that I can water here. Okay, that gives me 2 goods, and that gives me a daffodil, which gives me a shed action. And then I do farmer's market from taking the action.
Yes.
And I am at not quite at 50. So I get 3 perennials and 1 compost. And we are just going to go here. Blackberry, raspberry, peach. So we get blackberry, which gives me good. We get a raspberry, which is 3 goods with the bonus action. And then a peach, which is 4 goods. Whoops, I switched up between dots and
I
creases.
noticed that. I was like, I guess that's his thing now.
So that's 2 bonus actions. And I get 2 water.
Yes.
Is there anywhere that needs water specifically?
In your body. You always need water inside your body.
That is a good point. I'm going to
Unless
water
you get fluid overloaded. Don't do that.
number 1. Okay. So that is water, and then I have 2 bonus actions. Let me see. Okay, that'll be fine. So I'm going to do both of these right here, the carving kit.
Okay. So that was your action. Now we both get the rondel action of number 4 shed time. So
Finish my carving kit. And then number 4 I will water because everything else is filled up.
okay, and then I completed that, so I get a crocus
3
and
goods.
hydrangea.
Iris and daffodil.
Crocus, hydrangea. Okay, and then I haven't done my shed time yet. Do. Okay. Now it's time for our event, which is a farmer's market. I am over 50, but less than 70.
You don't look that old.
I mean, sunscreen.
I'm also over 50, less than 70 now.
See,
So
you listened to me about the sunscreen.
3 perennials and a fruit from
That
me
is
also.
what I also get. 3 perennials and a fruit. So I'll go ahead and fill up the fruit.
I think we're going to go for blackberries, which gives me 1 good, which is a bonus action. And then 3 perennials.
Oh, I did apiary. I'll come back to that.
And it sounds like our daughter's waking up.
Mm-hmm.
So we will
Be quick.
be quick, and then we'll take pause here.
Yep.
Come back. I'm going to do these 3 shed actions here for my perennials. There are 3 daffodils, which each gives me a shed action. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. And then I have 1 bonus action. Hey, we're back. Sorry about that. Now we have to figure out where we were. So we pulled this down. My 4 is filled in. Oh, I think we did the farmer's market already. Because I think I filled.
I think you're right. I think I did the farmer's market too. It looks like I have a bonus action that I haven't crossed out.
Okay.
So I will do that. Okay. I think.
Did you cross out the bonus action?
Yes. No. Yes. Now I have.
Okay.
Okay. I think now I'm set.
And this moves
To the final round. And this goes to.
Okay. 2, 4, 6.
Alright.
Let's see.
Big choosing and perusing. In the end of this round, it's gonna rain.
Well, I'm going to take this one.
The apiary of fruit.
I'm going to get some fruit.
Okay.
We don't know those. So I guess I'll do blackberries, which gives me 1 good.
Okay. And I am going to.
And I can fill in something on number 2.
Yes, do that first.
I'm going to use this. So I got my iris that's a plus or minus 1. So I'm going to make it a 1, and I'm going to plant.
Okay. I am debating whether to water or plant for my box, but then also which of the things to take.
I want to know how much you love shed time.
I know, that's why I'm debating. Okay, I'm gonna do shed time.
What?
What?
Shocked.
And then I'm gonna do with that the shovel, which gives me a good, which gives me a bonus action, which I'm going to use on a shed, which gives me a good. So now I have the ability to use the shovel. Then I've got number 6, which I'm going to turn No, I'll use it as a 6. There we go. Get those beans.
Okay.
Okay. And
Then we both get number 4. Useless for me. I can't plant or water there.
Well, that's pretty awkward. You could use a compost.
Actually, you're right. I don't even have to use compost. I have the
ability to change things without complaining.
I like to complain, okay?
Okay. Plant or water. I will use that on... So that's a 4. I will go ahead and use... 2 of these. To change it. I will change that to a number. A TBD number. Okay, so I'm doing plant or water. This is not hard.
Don't have a lot of choices here.
Don't have a lot of choices. It's not complicated. So, what I'm going to do...
You're making it weird.
...is make it weird. So number 4, if I... If I could do that, then I would get 2 and daffodil, crocus. I'm going to use that on use 2 compost. I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to water.
You know, I only planted one thing. I guess we plant 2 things. Since it was on a water space.
Yep. Okay, I watered there.
Okay.
Alright. Now it is the time for the event.
The final rain.
The final rain. It's a little tricky to keep track of all of them sometimes.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use my last shovel compost to get 2 extra actions.
And I'm filling in a couple perennials with that rain. Nice. Daffodil. Looks like that's all of those. Okay. And then I have 2 bonus actions left over.
think that's all mine.
Nice. I have 2 bonus actions that I'm still figuring out how to spend.
Okay.
Well, actually, I've got
Oh yeah, I didn't mark those off.
1, 2. Yeah, so I actually have 4 bonus actions based off of the number of compost that I just spent. So,
While she's thinking, I'm going to walk through how to score this. It'll take her a minute.
this is true.
So anything with this little ribbon is points, and anything, I mean, you have probably noticed, but anything with this symbol is goods down here. So really, we're just counting up all of the ribbons, and it has a little scoring box here. So we go through the garden first, and you only get points for things that are completed. So here I get 4 points for that one, and 3 for that one makes 7. Notice that on the outside, your squash isn't actually worth any points, and neither are the perennials up here. Down here, you can get points for those, but those are scored separately. So we're at 7. Plus, I've got all 3 of those filled in for, this is 12. Plus the 7 is 19. And then we've got 16 here, which is 35. And that's all. I don't have any on that one. So 35. And then points for perennials. This one is 1 point per fruit, 15 max, and only the circles count for this on apples and peaches. All of your blackberries and raspberries count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oop, miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that is the max. Plus our 7 is 22. And then the apiary, I didn't fill out the sections that were worth more points, so I only get 3 there. And points for fruit. This is just counting the little ribbons underneath, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then points from the shed. Most of these are just static numbers, like 1, and then this is 3, and then this is 1. So that's 5. This is depending on how many different fruits you got, and I did get all 4 different fruits, so I get 10 points. So that's 15, 17, and then this last one is 1 point per harvested pumpkin in the longest chain, and that's the ones going around the outside. I harvested all of them, which I think is 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. So then that's 12 and 17 is 29. Okay, and then we add all of this up.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to start calculating my points.
That's 10. All right, that's 105 for me.
Okay, 26 for my garden. Perennials, I've got 17, 27, 17, 18, 19, 20,
Yeah, 6 and 4 is 10.
7, yep. And then apiary, I've got 10, 12. Fruit, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. And then shed, I've got
That's where you're going to rake it in.
You saying that just because of breaks?
I wasn't, but that's a good pun.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 21 plus carving kit.
Did you get all of them?
No.
No.
34, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 plus, let's see. 9, so 30 for that.
You have
Right.
more than that. 5. Do you have 4 fruits?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So 15,
Oh,
17,
I missed this one. I forgot that.
19, 22, plus your 9.
So then 31.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's just one. I was counting it and I thought you had 2 or 3 more than that, but I
7, 8, 9,
miscounted.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 4, 5, 6, 8. I think I had 102.
And 105.
Well, I won.
This is not a game like golf. But it was a good game.
It was a good game.
I went for a fruit strategy that time, which is a little different from what I normally do.
Mm-hmm. I made a few choices that I should have, like, a couple spots. I was like, oh, I'm only a couple way on the garden here and there. I should have done something about that, but oh well.
I did pretty well with my garden this time.
Mhm.
Like this one being completely filled in. This one was almost completely filled
Yeah.
in. I didn't have a ton of waste in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
So my normal go-to strategy that I do is it's more or less what Corey did. Get the wheelbarrow
Mhm.
and then just get as many goods as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of bonus actions that way.
It is fun. But also you still got a lot of goods.
I
even
did
for-
decently. So getting the pie safe and the 3 goods per peach harvest,
Yeah.
both of those together let me, when I started getting the peaches, like that's 16 goods right there.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah. Good job.
Yep. This is a fun game.
I really like it. It's puzzly.
I have played the solo mode once.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I'm not much of a solo gamer anyway, but it was not too bad. Definitely prefer it actually playing it with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't that much interaction with this game. The main thing is just the dice drafting, and often because they're grouped, you don't even get to hate draft the dice away from the shed.
Just a little bit. Just a little hate draft sometimes.
But yeah, it's a good game.
It's a good time.
Go check it out.
Yes.
There is an expansion for it that we do not have, but I would be interested in
Yes.
in playing that. I don't really have much else.
Yeah. Play the game.
Let us know if you liked this, if you think you could do, if you saw any moves that we made that were pretty bad, and you would pick something.
And you're
different.
like, oh my, who does that?
Yeah, let us know. And with that, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Come on up. Come on up. Yeah. Oh, these good. These good girl. Thank you.